Hey everybody, alright, so today we are going to learn more things about this thing. That thing. My good friend John David, a couple days ago or a week ago or so, asked me, hey, how do you strum your guitar? So I said, you don't. And that's it. That's the end of it. No, I mean I did tell him that, but I was also joking when I told him, just like I was joking when I'm telling you. So, it gave me the idea that I should probably do a video on it. So today's video is going to be on how to strum your guitar. Or different strumming patterns, rather, as well as how to strum the guitar well, or something like that. So the first thing that we are going to talk about is guitar picks. There are a couple of different kinds of guitar, or there are a lot of different kinds of guitar picks. Actually, let me grab two different ones that I have on hand. Right here are this guy and this little guy. It's slightly different size. This one's a lot thinner, this one's a lot thicker. And there's a lot of different brands and stuff, but you can go to the guitar store and just feel a lot of them and see what they're like. I personally use heavy 1mm picks because I like to strum and to pick. If you only like to pick, you can use heavier ones, or if you only like to strum, you can use thinner ones. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but typically if you're using thin, flimsy picks, it's hard to actually pick any real notes with them. It's easier to just play chords. So yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with them, and there's different ways to hold it as well. When I think I thought that I held it a different way than I really do. I hold the pick with my middle finger and my thumb, and it kind of depends on what I'm doing, but when I'm strumming specifically, I'll hold it between these two fingers, and the other ones kind of act as supports for it, so then it's got about that much space on either side. Sorry, I can't show you the back of my hand very easily. That much space on either side to be able to strum with. And then when I strum down, so this is a downstroke, or down strum, and that's an up strum, it bends a little bit down this way and then back up this way. But so you can see my hand is moving a little bit like this, but also my fingers will kind of bend up and down that way too. And then we'll get into picking in a different video, but right now we're just talking about strumming. So I like to hold it between these two fingers. But you can hold it between any fingers you want, just kind of try it out. But typically that's what I would say is the easiest. So yeah, that's pretty much it on picks. There's a bunch of more stuff, I'm sure, but for now, as far as strumming goes, that's pretty much the gist of it. Okay, so one other thing that I'd like to talk about before we get into, actually two more things, but the first one is, depending on where you strum on the guitar, that part doesn't make noise. Can scratch it though. I didn't. That's good. Ooh. So from here to here is an acceptable strumming range, typically, I guess. And then, so this is the 12th fret. You can't see my little bars, my little dots, but this is the 12th fret. And you'll hear that sounds really mellow, right? And then here, right by the bridge, sounds really kind of aggressive, or more tinny, I guess, than aggressive. So typically people will strum right next to the sound hole, but there are different times where you might want to strum closer to the bridge or to the 12th fret for a different kind of sound. But yeah, so you can kind of go anywhere from there to there. But typically you strum over the sound hole. That's where there's the most resonance, I guess, and it's kind of a middle ground between those two. So yeah, that's pretty much where to strum. And then one other thing before we get into actual patterns is I'll briefly teach about palm muting. And this is a technique that's used a lot with electric guitars, with like power chords and stuff, or picking stuff or riffs or whatever. But it comes in really handy as far as dynamics go with playing chords, or with strumming and stuff like that. Because I would argue that dynamics are one of the most important parts of music, I would say. So being able to, use dynamics well, is like how loud or how quiet. So it's like the peaks and the valleys kind of music. So So I like palm muting because it kind of gives some interesting ways of using different dynamics. And so the way to actually do it is you take this part of your hand right here, the side of it, where you would karate chop somebody, and you just softly karate chop the bridge, just enough so that the side of your hand has just a little bit kind of hanging over, a little bit of hand fat hanging over the end of the strings right there. So, or hand muscle, if you don't want to feel self-conscious or something. Mine's probably hand fat. So, all right. So you just enough so that there's a little bit hanging over here, and you can just kind of try it out. If it's just on the bridge like that, that's not going to do anything. It has to be hanging over the strings a little bit, and you can hear the difference between without it and with it. And I'm strumming just as hard, or picking just as hard. So like that, and then just stick it right here. And you can play the whole chord like that too. So, got it? Okay. So we'll bring that back in as it comes. But when I bring up now we can try with palm muting, then you can say like, oh yeah, bro, that's how to do it. That might be how you talk. Probably so. So that's how to do that. Just kind of practice that a little while too. You can pause it right here. That was me being paused. You can pause right there. Try that out. Grab your guitar. Just do it. Alright, so now we are going to learn how to do strumming patterns on the guitar, which is one of these, which you know. Alright, so we've already learned what a guitar pick is. You know what a guitar pick is, but how to use it. We've learned where to strum on the guitar, right there in the middle. We've learned what palm muting is. Yeah. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of things in this next part of the video, so you may have to watch it again to kind of pick up on it, which is okay. So the way that we're going to do this is that there are going to be 5 strumming patterns in 4/4, which is the time signature is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Most typical songs are in 4/4, which is kind of normal. And then we're going to do 1 in 3/4 / it's in 6/8, but either way, it's in 3. So we're going to do those, and then for each of those, I'll show an example of what can be played, or like what it could sound like in the context of chords that change, different chords, and then we'll go back around, and I'll stick on the metronome, and then I'll just play over G. That strumming pattern kind of slowly. So that's the point where you grab your guitar and you listen to it and play along with your guitar. So the G chord that I'm going to use is this one. You can look up how to play G, but essentially 3rd fret of low E, 2nd fret of A string, open, open, 3rd fret of B, 3rd fret of high E. G. Alright. And yeah, a couple things that are important to note before we go into all this too. One thing is you'll notice that as I'm playing, I keep moving my hand on beat, even when I'm not actually strumming anything. So like, you'll see what I mean when it goes, but it helps keep beat, and it also helps if you want to throw in some other beats in the middle of it, you can do that. For example, the difference being versus. See, my hand keeps moving. So I think it's really helpful. It kind of sounds robotic sometimes otherwise. I don't know. But that's up to you. So that's one thing. And then another thing before we really get started is accents. Sorry. I didn't say the right word at first. And I don't mean like British accents or Canadian accents or Southern accents or any other kind of that sort of accent. That's crazy talk. What I'm talking about is where like the hardest strum falls. So so in that one, for example, bass. Alright, it's like a hard hit right there. That's a lot of the groundwork. Now we're going to get into actually doing guitar things. So here we go. This one is strumming pattern numero uno. Doesn't have a name. It's just strumming pattern numero uno. So it does have a name, and that was it. Alright, here's strumming pattern numero uno. Here's what it could sound like in context of chords and stuff. And we'll go. And all of these are going to be in G. Just all of it. If it sounds boring, whatever. That's just what I'm doing more for your sake than for mine, I guess. I don't know. But so here's what it could sound like in context of things. Cool. So the rhythm of that, before we get started practicing it together, is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, and so on and so forth. So down, down, up, up. And this is a down, that's an up. Okay, so now we're going to get the metronome out, and we're going to do it together. All right, here we go. Strumming pattern number 1. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, and again, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Congratulations, you did it! Or you didn't do it, and you did other things and just watched it. That's okay too. You can do that. And a final note with this one is it can be played slowly or quickly, and it sounds a little bit different. So slow is like what we just did, for example, and quickly would be. So it just has a little bit of a different feel. So that's that one. Cool. All right, here we go. Strumming pattern numero dos. All right, this one is a little bit different. There's a little bit more to it. That's okay. Here's an example of what it could sound like, and this is taken from a real song that you may or may not recognize. So. Today is gonna be the day that I'm gonna throw it back to you. But now you're sort of on my realize what you gotta do. And I believe in anybody and feel the way I do about you now. Yeah, if you want to learn that song, you got to learn the strumming pattern, so there ain't no two ways about it. Crazy. Alright, so that's that one. Done. You figured it out. No. Okay, so slowly, here it is. So it's down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay. Strumming pattern number 2. 3. Alrighty, great job. You did it. Once again, you may not have done it. I don't really know. But if you did it with me, congratulations. Good job. And you can go back through and let's do it again and keep trying it or whatever. I'll keep moving on. If you want more help, you can let me know or keep watching the video more times. That's fine too. Alright, moving right along. Strumming pattern number 3. Trace. strumming pattern on a trace. Okay, this one, here's an example of kind of how it goes. All right. Cool. All right. So pretty much that's how it goes. It is literally all down strums, but every other one is accented more, like it's like accent, not accent, accent, not accent. So, so just to explain it, it's just down, 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 down. And this is one where it's really helpful to use the palm mute technique. And if you can, you could either just do it the whole time palm muted, or I like to, I guess it's palm muted the whole time, but the first one has a lot more attack to it. So I like to actually like play it, but kind of land where the palm mute is. So see that? That might take a little bit of practice. But otherwise you can just... And this kind, you might not play for a whole song with this specific strumming pattern, but you could use it kind of here or there without the song, throughout the song within like a verse or something like that. Alright, so here we go. Let's practice it. Strumming pattern number 3. Cool. There you go. There's that one. Doing just a dandy job. Look at you go. Playing that guitar. Alright. We're moving right along. Strumming pattern number 4. This one is similar in that it's all down strums, but it's a little bit different. So here's an example of it. So... Cool. Alright, so this one you'll hear is exactly the same as far as beat-wise, but the accent is different. So this is where that whole accent thing falls into play. So the accent is on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. It's all downstrokes. So yeah, let's practice it. Strumming pattern number 4. Alright, that one, you did a great job. You can also palm mute with that one, kind of like with the one before it, as you could tell. And that's pretty much that one. It's awesome. Alright, so moving along, this one is the last one we're going to do in 4/4, and then we'll move on to one in 3/4, and then we'll be done. And then you'll know everything there is to know about guitar for the rest of your life. This one is, no, it's another one. Here we go. So, strumming pattern numero 5. Numero 5. This one is, here we go. I'm just going to play it, and you'll hear what it sounds like. So that's what it sounds like. And then now we'll learn how to play it. And this is one where the hand moving thing is really important, because you can add in a lot more or a lot fewer beats in between the accents. So here's an example without any beats in between the accents. So. But I'm still moving my hand, and here's why, because you could play it with a lot of beats in between them. So. So in that one, I actually didn't have any pauses in between any of them. It was just. But the accents were certain ways. So the accents kind of fall down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. So now let's try it with the metronome. Number 5. And you can add in, like I said, you can add in whatever you want to that. But that's pretty much that one. Alright, here's, we're going to do 1 and 3, 4 now. It's going to be different than the other ones because it only goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Instead of having a 4 at the end of it. It just goes 3. Alright, so here's an example of how it sounds in context. Cool. So this one is another one where you can add in as many beats as you want, really. But essentially it's down, up, 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 down. And that's, I mean, it's just that over and over again. And over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Cool. So let's do it with a metronome. Strumming pattern number the last one. Cool. Those are all of them that you'll ever need to know. Not really. So that's just 6. There's a lot of different strumming patterns, but a lot of them kind of fit specifically with that song. And so you can, I mean, kind of just figure them out as you go. But these should be some good building blocks to be able to start you off. And as you go, kind of you'll start to not really think about the strumming pattern anymore and more just kind of do it. And just kind of see what happens. And you'll feel it out too. And a lot of it has to do with the drum beat in the song, or the drum beat has to do with the strumming pattern. It kind of, some give and take. But yeah, just listen to the songs that you're playing and see if you can figure out what it is on your own. But if you can't figure it out, if you want to shoot me a message and ask me how to do it, that's okay too. I'm fine with that. Alright, that's pretty much it. Have a wonderful day. Learn more things. That's it. Bye.